I can remember a little while back, I was on my way home from work in the city in London, and I got a text message from my wife. And the text message was quite simple. It said, "Don, come home straight away, we've got an emergency." And I knew it wasn't a code red emergency because she didn't ring me, so I thought I won't bother ringing her until I got home. So I've arrived home, turning my key through the door, and just as I arrived through the door, my daughter comes out. She goes, "Dad, shh, shh." And we walked across the hallway towards the kitchen. And if you can imagine the scene right now, there was me, my wife, my son, and my daughter. We were all looking through the glass window in the door of the kitchen door. And right across the kitchen, on the counter surface, right at the far end, was a squirrel. A squirrel was just walking around, playing around. And, you know, I don't know how the squirrel got in the house, and no one else knows, but the thing was, we had to get the squirrel out of there. So, you know, Super Dad was home, and Dad, the squirrel catcher, was home, so it was my job to get the squirrel out of there. You can imagine what that was like. So anyway, I got to my work. I've walked in there gently and slowly, because I know squirrels get frightened quite easily. And I've opened the back door, I've opened the kitchen window, and I've just, you know, patiently stood there hoping the squirrel would go, and, you know, sure enough, the squirrel didn't go. So I thought, okay, plan B, let's get a plank of wood, and I took one of the plinths off of the kitchen counter, and I've actually laid it across the window to the back of the microwave where the squirrel was actually hiding, hoping that the squirrel would do some of his gymnastics and walk up the plank and then out the window. And, you know, after a minute or so, the squirrel actually started walking up the plank. It got to about 3/4 of the way, and yep, you guessed it, it turned around, ran back down, and hid behind the microwave again. Now, it was getting a bit frustrating because this had been going on for a while. It seemed like an hour, and I really didn't have any more ideas. So I thought, okay, it's got to be the broomstick. And I don't mean, you know, beat the squirrel with the broomstick. I mean just prodding it gently and try and coax it out of its hiding place behind the microwave. So I've got the broomstick, and I've gently prodded this way, I've pushed that way, I've pulled this way, and, you know, all that I was getting from the squirrel was some sort of like angry squirrel sound. So I thought, hey, let's ease off, the squirrel is not happy. So my wife suggested, Dad, Don, why don't you just leave it for a while, let it settle down and see what happens. So we left the kitchen window open, the kitchen door open, and we've just kind of stood outside quietly, not making any noises. And then after about, say, 5-10 minutes, the squirrel jumped down off the counter onto the floor, and it walked towards the back door. And then it just paused. It sort of just stood still, did nothing. And it seemed as though it was waiting for something. I wasn't sure what it was. So I've gone into the kitchen gently, quietly, and then the squirrel's kind of looked round at me as if to say, Don, I've had enough fun in your house, I'm leaving now. And then he walked off into the garden, never to be seen again. It was such an amazing thing. All the effort I was putting in to try and get the squirrel out, and in the end the squirrel just walked out on its own accord. It reminds me that, you know, sometimes in life we are pushing, we are prodding, we are pulling, we're really trying to get, you know, something done, and we're just not really getting success we want. We're not getting the results we want. We're just not getting anywhere. And maybe, you know, this squirrel taught me, and maybe you, a lesson too, that in life sometimes we just need to relax, let go, and just let nature take its course. You know, maybe we're doing the right things already, but maybe we just need to be a little bit more patient. Just relax, let go, and let's just let nature take its course. I hope you enjoyed my squirrel story. If you've got a squirrel story, I'd love to hear it too. Leave a comment below this video, and by all means visit my website donovangrant.com, where there's more interesting stories about squirrels and other stuff, especially for you IT people. Look forward to speaking to you again soon. Bye for now.